Today we are making this delicious strawberry key lime pie. We're going to start off by making the crust. You're going to need 5 tablespoons of melted butter, 1 pack of graham crackers, and 1/3 cup of sugar. You're going to start off by processing all of your graham crackers in a food processor. If you don't have a food processor, you can use a blender and just pulse it until you get a super fine consistency with the graham crackers. Here I'm using a manual food processor. It's very small, so I actually had to do separate parts so that I was able to fit all of it in there. But after I was done grinding all of my graham crackers, I went ahead and added the sugar. I like to start off with all of my dry ingredients. So then after I add the sugar, I'm just going to give it a few pulls. Afterwards, I'm going to add the last ingredient, which is the melted butter. So then you're just going to pulse until the graham crackers and the butter are completely mixed together. It's not going to be a super wet consistency, but you will notice that there is a little bit of a moist texture now to the graham crackers. So what you see now here in the picture, that's basically what it's going to look like during the final product once I'm done pulsing it one last time. And then we're going to move on to adding it into our pan. Once you're done with your crust mixture, you can go ahead and grab your pie pan and you can add all of the mixture onto it. You want to start pressing down evenly. You can use anything from a spoon to a measuring cup, a spatula, your hands. Here I end up using my hands. The key is to just try to get an even layer at the bottom of the pan and up towards the sides as well. Once you're done fixing the crust, you can go ahead and pop it into the oven. We're going to pop it in for 5 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Now we're going to start with the filling. We're going to start by setting aside 3 egg yolks. The next ingredient you're going to need is 5 limes. You can do more or less. Then you're going to use 8 to 10 strawberries. You're going to need 1 can of condensed milk. And lastly, you're going to need about 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. We are going to blend all of these ingredients together, so go ahead and grab a blender. I went ahead and added my egg yolks, my strawberries, my condensed milk, and my limes. Now, the strawberries and the limes, you can always change the amount that you want to use. You can always do more strawberries, you can do more limes, or less strawberries, less limes, or simply stick to strawberries and simply stick to limes. It's really up to you. You can just play around with the ingredients if you really wanted to. If you have a lime squeezer, that would be perfect at this point. I don't have one, so I just went ahead and manually squeezed all of my limes. What I like to do is I like to cut them in halves, and I went ahead and squeezed those halves. Once I was done with that, I just like to mesh them together. I feel like that gives it a little bit of an extra push for releasing all of the juices. If you have key limes, you can also use key limes instead of these large limes, but I feel like the key limes don't usually have a lot of liquid to release most of the time, so I like sticking with this larger lime, but you can always go ahead and use key limes as well. If you wanted to make a key lime pie, all you would have to do is use this exact recipe and just not add the strawberries. So by not adding the strawberries, you will have a simple good old key lime pie. I almost forgot to show you me adding the vanilla extract, so that's what I'm doing here. Then I go ahead and turn on my blender and start blending all of my ingredients together. Once I start blending the ingredients, I only do this for about 30 seconds. It just depends on your blender. You can keep an eye on it. Once you see that it's been fully dissolved, everything has been mixed together, then you can just go ahead and stop. And our next step is to pour into our pie pan. If you haven't already, go ahead and take the crust out of the oven and you can add your mixture, your filling onto the pan. I like to start off by pouring towards the center of the pan and then just make a circular motion to evenly spread out the filling. We're going to bake this at 350 degrees for 10 minutes. Once it's done baking in the oven for 10 minutes, we're actually going to take it out and we're going to throw it into the refrigerator for at least an hour to let it cool. If you want to do more than an hour, then that would be perfectly fine as well. The last step is to just garnish your pie. Here I went ahead and sliced a piece of lime and a strawberry and just added it to the top of the pie. Here you have a super delicious strawberry key lime pie. Let me know what you think.